What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another FL Studio tutorial in which I'll be talking a little bit about some drum fills. I'll be talking about, well, your regular kind of drum fills as well as some cool snare and tom fills. This can be applied to not just what I'm using for this example, which is some weird trap hybrid, but it can be applied to dubstep, I'm sure glitch hop, and many other genres, so let's go. First of all, I'm gonna grab some tom drums. I'll be using BHK's premium drums for this example, and I'll leave a link in the description so you know where I bought them, in case you want to buy them too. So I'm basically looking for some drums that are tuned to different pitches, so the way I'm gonna program this little drum fill is I'm going to start with the higher pitched drums and kind of roll them down in pitch. So we'll start with the higher pitched drums, and as the fill progresses, it'll be using lower pitched drums, so kind of like this set right here. Now, of course, you don't have to use samples like this. I mean, you can really use any kind of samples and come up with, I guess, something that does the same job. It's really up to your creativity. A lot of people like tom fills, so that's one of the things I'll be talking about here. And if you don't have any cool tom samples, I'm sure you can find some loops or sample packs or anything like that to sample them from. FL Studio comes with some tom drums that are not too bad, actually. I used to use them, so I'm sure they'll do the job. So by laying out your samples, as I said before, going from the higher pitched drum to the lower pitched drum, you can already easily create a nice and effective fill for the end of your measure. I'm just going to make some room so I can bring them up over here so it's easier to see and they won't mix up with the rest of the samples that I'm using. So of course you can take some more time and create something that goes better with your groove and has a little bit more uniqueness to it. It also helps to throw in some drums between the beats as I'm doing over here. And another thing that could help you come up with different patterns and different fill ideas is watching and listening to music that incorporates these kinds of drum fills. So of course that includes metal or even other dubstep or trap tracks or drum and bass tracks that are very drum heavy. If it works with the flow of the track, then you could even try using different time signatures like I'm doing over here with the 6/8 kind of time signature. If you've sampled your drums from a loop or you are using individual drums such as I am, then it could help to bounce down that fill and throw in some reverb and to kind of help glue those sounds together and make it feel like they're being played in the same space and not sampled from different places. And of course you can use the drums in your track that you have already to make cool drum fills as well. You don't have to use tom drums. And what I like to do is throw in some couple extra kicks and maybe an extra snare here and there and come up with cool sounding ways to make this fill sound better. And a lot of this tends to be breakbeat inspired, so if you listen to some breakbeats, you can kind of take some of their drum arrangement from there and have that inspire your drum fill. And why not throw in some toms as well? Have your regular drums play a fill and throw in some toms in between. Could get some cool results like that. Now, I like to do a lot of drum stuff in audio, but if you want, you can of course throw your snare into some MIDI and come up with creative ideas to make some fills like that by using the pitch functions and some of the velocity functions that MIDI programming offers. And why not combine all three of those things? Now let's say you only have one cool tom sample that you want to work with because you don't like any of the other ones. Well, of course the same principle can apply as we did with the snare, and throw some MIDI onto that tom and mess with the pitch. You can also mess with the velocity to again make it feel more real. So the same method can apply to any of this really. And if you want to make your toms sound even more believable if you're only playing with one of them, or even if you have sequenced many drums, many toms together, it can help make them feel a little bit more human.